From the Lower Colorado River Authority, this is Wavelength.
The creation of this new river authority will help electrify rural Texas.
And so today, we gather here to dedicate this mighty structure, the Cannondale.
This has been a great organization for 70 years, and it's going to be a great organization for a long time to come.
Migratory birds like this great blue heron and raptors, or birds of prey like eagles, hawks, owls, and vultures, are abundant in central Texas. Many of these bird species love to build their nests or roost on high-voltage transmission line towers. This can cause serious problems both for the birds and for electric reliability. Hi everyone, welcome to the June 2005 edition of Wavelength. Well, bird electrocutions continue to be one of the major wildlife concerns of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, especially in states west of the Mississippi. These migratory birds and raptors are protected by several laws, including the Eagle Protection Act, the Endangered Species Act, and the Migratory Bird Treaty Act.
The Fish and Wildlife Service has been very clear about they really want to partner with electric utility companies, and that's part of what's going on with the Avian Protection Plan. If a utility is developing an avian protection plan, and if they're implementing it in good faith, it's my opinion that you're not going to see a law enforcement action against a utility that's doing that.
Dennis Palafox is a senior environmental coordinator with LCRA's Transmission Services Group. He's part of the team that is developing LCRA's Avian Protection Plan. Today he's doing a follow-up survey of this 138 kV transmission line near Lake Travis. He's looking for nests on the towers.
Structure 53, when we were out here in April, had one nest on the structure. It was occupied. There was 3 birds that we found nesting on our structures. American crows, red-tailed hawks, and great blue herons. Now there may be some others, but those are the ones that we've seen with nests. And frequently another problem we have is vultures, both black vultures and turkey vultures, roosting on our structures.
LCRA's affiliate, Transmission Services Corporation, owns or leases over 3,900 miles of transmission lines in Texas. Crews conduct patrols on these lines every 6 to 12 months. If a problem is found, a line maintenance crew is called in. Jim Dudley's crew is replacing cross arms on these wooden H-frame structures near Lampasas. They've been working closely with environmental personnel on these bird issues.
We used to put this on, very sharp. And all it did for us really was it kept the bird off the tower, but it just ran them. Now I'm talking about buzzards now, that it ran them to the next tower. So to keep them on the tower, we went to these over the insulators if it was a regular drop string type insulator on a tangent tower, but then on a 345 tower where you got a V-string, these wouldn't work, and this just ran them to the next tower. So then we found out about this through Haverfield.
Both the disc and the plastic pipe are used to protect insulators from bird droppings, which can build up and cause a short to occur. Over the past 5 years, birds have accounted for about half of the outages on LCRA's 345 kV transmission lines. In the past 2 years, crews have placed protective covers over insulators on 527 structures, resulting in a significant reduction in bird-caused outages. LCRA recently obtained a permit from U.S. Fish and Wildlife which allows for the removal or relocation of nests during mating season.
So the crews moved the nest over from over the center phase over to the left-hand side of the structure and away from a conductor so that it wouldn't interfere with the safety and reliability of the line. And then they installed a deterrent that that black piece of corrugated plastic to prevent the birds from nesting on the structure. And as we can see here, it looks like it's been pretty effective because the birds have not come back to nest on there. And the 3 nests that were there originally are still there.
These baby red-tailed hawks were hatched in April from eggs that had to be removed from a nest near Lake Buchanan. Sally Delahousse is a volunteer with Wildlife Rescue here in Austin. She had to hand feed the birds until this aging female hawk took over.
She has taken these babies on as hers, and she lives at the Nature Center, but this is the second time that I have borrowed her back to be a surrogate mom. And usually within 2 or 3 days of putting her in the cage with a basket of babies, she usually decides that they are her babies.
The hope is that these birds can be trained to hunt, then released back into the wild. LCRA Employees United Charities and Transmission Services have donated funds to help with this rehabilitation process. LCRA engineers are also working on new towers that will have bird safeguards and built-in deterrents as part of their design.
What we do is take a look at all the solutions that we have available to us. We'll try and monitor the effectiveness of different solutions and try to come up with something that ensures that the transmission system operates reliably like we need it to operate, and then that also will allow the birds to exist as naturally as they can without being disturbed by us.
Memorial Day weekend typically signals the start of the summer boating season, and with full lakes this year, Lake Patrol officers are anticipating a very busy summer. Record crowds are expected on Lake Travis this summer, with varied users such as powerboats, sailboats, jet skis, swimmers, and divers, all looking for their space on the lake.
In order to effectively respond to these conditions, the Lake Travis Task Force, which is a group of dedicated men and women in all fields of public safety, emergency medical, fire, law enforcement, are working collaboratively to remove those persons from the water who are endangering themselves and others, to deter improper conduct, reckless operations, and negligent behavior, and to provide emergency response when needed to rescue and help people that are in distress.
Good morning. David Carter with the Austin Police
Members of the Lake Travis Task Force recently held a press conference to talk about their partnership.
Game wardens, as well as LCRA Rangers, Travis County Sheriff's Department, Parks Police, and now APD, we're all out here, and we're patrolling the public waterways throughout the state of Texas. We're here to let you know that we're going to do everything we can to keep the lakes and rivers safe. And we want your help to do that. We need your help.
Goodrich says you can help by having all of the proper safety equipment on your boat.
How you doing today? Today Game Warden's going to do a water safety check real quick.
Keep your craft well maintained and always designate a sober driver. This is the Austin Police Department's Breath Alcohol Testing Unit, or Batmobile. It is a key tool in the battle against alcohol-related accidents.
We're working with our fellow law enforcement agencies to attack not only DWI, but also BWI, boating while intoxicated. So we're working together with them, and we're going to have the Batmobile available and strategically located near the lake, where both patrol officers from the city of Austin, as well as deputies from Travis County, lake rangers, can bring people that have been arrested for boating while intoxicated. And it shortens the time that the officer has to deal with that individual, and it streamlines the process.
APD also has Air One available to assist in emergency situations on the lakes.
Sir, another thing that we're doing this weekend is the Marine Safety Enforcement officers out here on the water are passing out an emergency flag.
We have designed a neon green emergency signal flag. When a boater gets into a situation, they should call 911 and then use this flag to alert emergency responders as to where their location is. This should help speed up the response time and get them help.
LCRA rangers and game wardens say their main goal out here is to prevent tragic accidents before they happen.
Probably one of first and foremost is children that are 12 and under not wearing a life jacket when they're supposed to. That's probably one of the first things that we'll look for when we're approaching a boat.
As a result of these increased enforcement efforts on the lakes, calls for assistance and number of citations rose dramatically last year, while the number of boat accidents, drownings, and rescues all decreased.
Severe weather goes hand in hand with springtime in Central Texas. When these storms hit, most of us turn on our televisions to find out more.
And RJ, a flash flood warning has just been issued for Travis and Hayes County. That will be
Our local broadcast meteorologists tell us how bad the storm is, where it's headed, what streams are flooding, and how much rain we can expect. This vital information comes together from many sources, including the National Weather Service and the LCRA. Recently at the General Office Complex in Austin, local broadcasters came together for the 7th annual LCRA Meteorologist Day.
As our partners in communication, LCRA does a pretty good job of managing the flood event and generating information, but we really count on you to get that communication out to the public, the people who need it.
The idea is to share information about flood management, river operations, lake level projections, drought management, and long-range weather forecasts.
It's got me thinking that we're probably heading toward a drier trend beginning this month and probably into the summer, but with the exception, though, that this could be an active hurricane season, and especially for the Texas coast.
This weather station is part of LCRA's network of rain gauges and stream flow monitors located throughout the river basin. It's called the Hydromet system, and vital weather and lake information is relayed from these remote locations every 15 minutes to LCRA's River Operations Center.
It's important because we need quantitative information about how much water has fallen on the ground to be able to forecast how much water is going to end up in the lakes, how high the lakes are going to be, and how we need to operate the gates and the dams to protect the communities from flood damage.
Well, the number one goal is getting important information out to the public. LCRA has that information, and it's up to us to disseminate it. So the more efficiently we work together, the better working relationship we have, the quicker we get the information we need and the quicker it gets to the public. That's the ultimate goal, is to get it out there quickly and clearly so that people know what's going on with their Highland Lakes and with the lower Colorado River, whether that be a flood situation or just recreational concerns. How high is Lake Travis this summer? Is there going to be a drought? That kind of thing.
That's kind of an idea of how we work.
The group ended the day with a tour of Tom Miller Dam, which plays a major role in LCRA's flood control capability. This dam recently underwent a major overhaul as part of LCRA's 10-year, $52 million dam modernization project. All of the Highland Lake dams will now withstand the probable maximum flood on the Colorado River.
I just think LCRA is such a great resource in this community, and it's unique to me, having been here 3 years, to have this kind of local organization that is so open to the media and to the public and really is about communicating this information. I think it's just a great resource we're lucky to have.
By the way, this group of meteorologists enthusiastically endorses ownership of these all-hazards radios, which will alarm for weather warnings in your area. They are currently available at a special price at your local H-E-B stores.
Where fresh water meets salt water, There is a unique ecosystem. Plants, birds, and sea creatures live in a delicate balance here. In March of 2001, the LCRA Board of Directors authorized the purchase of these 1,700 acres at the mouth of the Colorado River, ensuring that it will be protected and accessible for generations to come. This unique and diverse property in Matagorda County has 2 miles of frontage on the Colorado River, 2 miles on the Gulf of Mexico, and some 1,100 acres of coastal wetlands on East Matagorda Bay. Matagorda County officials joined LCRA staff and board members for a groundbreaking ceremony in late May on Phase 1 of the Matagorda Bay Nature Park. The centerpiece of the new construction will be this 4,100 square foot conservation center, which will serve as the headquarters for all of the educational programs.
It's an elevated building. It's going to have exhibit areas and classrooms, and it has great decks where you can sit and look out over the Gulf or the River Channel, and also there'll be 70 RV sites. I have a bathhouse in the RV park. We're building improvements at the Matagorda County Jetty Park. We have a group pavilion and picnic shelters. We'll have over a mile of trail and wildlife viewing pavilions, fishing piers, and a boat dock for our educational programs.
LCRA selected Big M Constructors, Inc. of Houston to complete the $4 million in improvements here. This new park at Matagorda will complement LCRA's existing facilities at Canyon of the Eagles on Lake Buchanan and McKinney Ruffs on the river in Bastrop County, offering unique recreational and educational opportunities in a natural setting to thousands of school kids, parents, and teachers each year. This coastal area offers some of the best bird watching opportunities anywhere in the country.
Folks in Matagorda County are very excited about the potential for the nature park to bring economic development to the area and additional nature tourism and the businesses that can spin off from that type of facility.
Plans call for a grand opening of these new facilities in spring of 2006. Well, that's it for this edition of Wavelength. We'll look forward to seeing you again next time.